Hello there. Welcome back to the fourth episode of The Land of Lava. Now, as you've seen in that first part of the video, this video is going to be a bit different than normal because this episode is going to be a redstone-based video. Now, I'm not really much of a redstone person. I'm more of a builder, but I do have some knowledge of redstone. I think it's also very important to just know all the parts of Minecraft to play it to the fullest. Now, as you've probably noticed, I've changed the flooring to a dark oak type of flooring because I didn't really like the crimson. But don't worry, we will actually also be doing building in this episode, as usual. But as you can see here, I've carved out the space for where I want to build everything in, so I don't have to waste time mining everything. And also, as you can see over here, I'll just have to wait for this guy to move. Unless, now that he's been taken care of, as you can see here, I've collected a lot of resources for which I'm going to use to build this room. But yeah, so this episode we're going to be making the piglin bartering farm, finally. And we're going to be also making an interesting room, which I'm really quite proud of. But I have some things that I want to show you, which include the map and how I use the resources. Remove yourself, please. Thank you. I want to show you how I spent my time gathering resources and where I traveled to and stuff. Now, as you can see here, here is the map of the overworld of this world. I've actually labeled a few of these places so I can just know where I am and everything. But as you can see here, here is where my portal is. And yes, I spawned down here. Now, as I came out of the portal, I actually went down here to the southwest to this dark oak forest over here. And then here I spent some time hunting for slime so I could get some sticky pistons. Up here, you can see that I've labeled these mountains over here chirping peaks because I was mining over here and I was in a mine shaft when a skeleton shot a creeper and a music disc fell, which was the chirp disc, so I just labeled this chirping peaks. But I think something that could help you get attached and motivated to stay in the world is to label places, because then you kind of form like an emotional attachment with it. So here you can see, here I've put a lot more names than I have for the overworld one. And here you can see this is where I spawned. This blood forest was the first crimson forest that I went into, and then I went up here and kind of traveled up here north. So here you can see, here was the bastion I found in the second episode, and here was just the crimson forest I went into. Later, when I was looking for quartz, I traveled up here north and I found like this really interesting cave, which I plan on maybe building some things in the future. As you know, my home is kind of like a cave, so I was thinking that for the story, the people who live in the places where I live would be attracted to caves. But anyway, then I found this really nice cave, which is actually really interesting. And here you can see, here's the inside of it. So it's far bigger than my original cave. And over here you can see, here's the outside of it. So here you can just see, here's the entrance, and it has kind of like a really nice view of the crimson forest, which is behind here. I was thinking it would be pretty interesting if I made like an epic entrance to this cave. I will obviously still be living there at my home, but yes, I was just thinking that it would be a very interesting experience to kind of spread out, to have multiple homes. But yeah, that's all I really want to show you from these other things. Actually, one last thing. As I was mining here, and this is where I found most of the iron, but geez, I think it was a really stupid idea to take on a redstone project that needs so much iron before I got an iron farm. But the reason why I had to get so much iron is because I had to use hoppers, and I can't use water streams in the Nether because you can't place water in the Nether, so that was a really annoying thing. So yeah, I just needed a lot of iron. So let's get this redstone project started, shall we? Now, I've actually already built all the redstone and put everything in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break down little pieces of it to break it into sections so you can understand my thought process of how I built this redstone. So you can also maybe build your own redstone if you want to. Just by the way, just ignore all the redstone that I'm not placing down. I will get to that at a later point. So let's start with this bit here, shall we? As you can see here, here's where my piglins will be standing. So this is where they will be trading. So what you want to do is, obviously you want to get the gold to the piglins. So the way you would do that is you would just put some droppers here, and then let's just put another one here. So the piglins will be standing here on these hoppers, and the gold will be dispensed to them. So now the next thing is, how do I get the gold in there? So you would want an input. So here you can see here's where the droppers are from the top. So what you want to do is, let's say I want to put my chests over here. So let's just put these slabs over here so I can put the chests underneath them, so I can still open it, you see? And I will also put blocks in front of here so you won't be able to see these slabs over here. But anyway, then what you want to do is, here's the droppers here. Just put it over here. So I want to split the gold that I put in this chest into two, so that half of the gold goes to one piglin and the other half of the gold goes to the other piglin. So what I can do is I can just split it in half by putting one hopper facing to this dropper and one hopper facing to this dropper. So let's just do that quickly. So there you can see that half of the stuff will be going this way, half of the stuff will be going this way. Right, so let me just demonstrate quickly. So you see I put 48 in there. So here you can see here's about 11. Probably won't split up exactly, but it doesn't really matter. 24? 24, yeah, it actually did split up exactly. So yeah, as you can see, then half of the gold will go to this piglin, then the other half of the gold will go to this piglin. So the next thing I want to do is I want to put a shutdown system, because, for example, say I have way too much gold and all the items that the piglins are trading are just falling here and all the hoppers are full. Now, that will obviously happen eventually, so I would want a way to shut it down without like taking out all the gold. So I will just put a lever here, but then obviously the lever would have to go somewhere, so let's just go up here quick. Just ignore all this redstone. I will get to it later. But as you can see, the lever is on this quartz block. You know, the quartz block that is facing outwards. Let me just see if I can see it. Yeah, there you can see the lever is kind of sticking out there. So let's just put this here. And this redstone will actually be powering this block and this block, which will be powering these hoppers, which will lock them. Let's just see if I can demonstrate quickly. So let's just lock this. So let's just put this here. You can see the items are still going into the hoppers, but don't worry, the items will just stop there in the hoppers that are being powered. So as you can see here, the netherrack isn't moving to this next hopper. So yeah, that's how it works. So then the same thing for this one. So the redstone powers this block, which powers this hopper. So then you can see that the hopper is actually locked, because when you power a hopper with redstone, then it gets locked, so it doesn't move the items. But then when I turn that off, let's just remove this to show you, then you can see that all the items do move normally. So yeah. So yeah, that's how that worked then. This is still gonna be a build. I still want this to look pretty. So I will just put these blackstone blocks here so that it doesn't look ugly from the other side. So again, there will be a wall there. I'm just putting all the redstone before I put the building in. So once you look from here, you will just see the blackstone. But yeah, that's the first part. The next parts will be the piglins trading the items, which will then be going into these hoppers and then going downwards. I will explain that in the next clip. Okay, so for this next bit, I know I said that the next bit would be the hoppers taking this stuff away, but the first thing we actually have to do is we actually have to power these droppers so that the gold will be dispensed at a specific time, so that the piglins will be trading most of the time while this is running. Oh, hello. So I tested it a bit in creative worlds, and piglins trade every 7 seconds. So I worked it out, and how these work is the repeaters have ticks, and there are, I believe 20 ticks per second. So I want to get 7 seconds so that the droppers get powered every 7 seconds, right? So I will just place these here. Yeah. So then let's just connect these up, and let's just make these all 4 ticks so that it could be 7 seconds. So yeah, there we go. Now all of these are set to 4 ticks, so it will power the droppers every 7 seconds. So as you can see, only this dropper will be powered at this point, because the redstone only comes to this one, but not these ones. So what I want to do is connect these up. By the way, I placed all this cobblestone where the redstone should be, so that I can know when I'm mining under this area not to break the cobblestone. So let's just power this. By the way, this doesn't power this. It has to directly go into one hoppers, but I think no. Yeah. So then this dropper will also be powered. Then, as you saw there, on the other side there are also some other droppers, which I also need to power. So let's just go around the room here. And at this point, I want to put a repeater facing this way, yeah? Because the repeater, like, its function is to repeat the redstone signal. So you can see here where the redstone will be coming. It will turn on this one, then 15 redstone dust later, it will reach this repeater, which then in turn powers this. So let's just go around here. So here you can see again by the 15th one. So it just goes around here, and then up here, and then comes and powers these droppers over on this side, right? So every 7 seconds, all these droppers will be powered, which then means that every single piglin will be trading all the time. So yeah, that's how that works. So on to the next clip. Okay, so now is the bit that we will be focusing on, where all the atoms will be going. So as you can see, as I've said before, this is where the piglins will be standing. So what we want to do is, let's just go here and place one here. So the piglins will be standing in here, and the gold will be dispensed and given to them, and once they've finished looking at the gold atom, then they will drop the atom of their choice into this hopper over here, right? So let's just connect this hopper up to this hopper so we can put all of it into one hopper line. So you can see here for both sides, all of it will end up in this hopper, right? So the next thing we also want to do is, let's just put a carpet over here so that the piglins don't fall into this hopper over here. And yeah, I think that will mess some things up. So here you can see that all the stuff goes into this hopper over here. So yeah. So the next thing you want to do is, here you can see that the atoms will be going in here. So where we want to get it is, we want to get it to this dropper elevator so we can get it up to that level over there, so it can go into the sorting systems, which will be going on these sides over here. So let's just do that quickly. The next thing will be that the hoppers won't be able to deal with the speed that all the atoms are going through. So the way I will be dealing with that is, I will just put some more hoppers here, so that's, and by the way, this is 2 dropper elevators, not just 1. So let's just put this here, which then goes here. Wait, oh no, I messed up. So luckily I did figure it out. I'm not sure where all those hoppers went, but you just place all of this here so that the hoppers come through here, and it comes through there. Wait. This is too confusing. Oh, that's where it went. It went into that drop over there. That's the annoying thing about working with hoppers, that it just goes everywhere. Dang. I knew I was gonna mess this up at some point. Okay, so I think I figured it out finally now. So you just put this here, like this, so that the hoppers will be going into that dropper over there, which then in turn goes here, then here, then here. So here you can see that these hoppers from here will be, they're coming from those dispensers over there. So you can see here that the same thing is here that is on that side, which just goes over here, goes down here, then just comes across here. So here you can see that this is actually facing into this one and not into this one. Now there's actually a very specific reason for that. Hoppers go down first and then across. So if this one is full, then it will be going over here and then going across here. So the things from here will be going into here most of the time, but then sometimes if this is full, then it can go in here if this one has space, right? So yeah, that's that bit. So the next bit I will be explaining to you is the dropper elevator, which is this thing over here. So what you want to do is, let's just put this over here. I'll explain it a bit later. Again, this is two dropper elevators. So this is one, the one I'm going to build now is another one. So I will put these droppers over here, and what the droppers do is they send the items that are inside them upwards. So I will just put these droppers over here like this. Let me just try and place it. Get back in. Wait, hang on, let me just remove this quickly. Yeah, there we go. Now the dropper is facing towards that. So the items will be going up through these droppers and then going into the hoppers that are going over here, but I'll explain that later. So the next thing I want to do is I want to figure out how to power these droppers so that all the items will be going upwards, right? What you want to do is you put one hopper over here. Let's just break this quickly. I've just used my pickaxe, but okay. Then you just put these hoppers here facing into each other. As you can see, these arrows are pointing towards each other. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention there's another data pack which helps with redstone, which then shows these arrows, which then shows where all the things are going. So if you're just wondering why these arrows are here. So as you can see, these hoppers will be facing into each other, and if I place a block in here, then you can see that it will keep going between the two, right? So what you want to do is you put a comparator here, which then looks for what's inside of this. So as you can see, this block keeps going between two, which then the comparator reads that, says that, hey, there's something in here. So it's sending out a redstone signal. So let's just put a repeater here, because this will just give a small, wait, let me just demonstrate. So here you can see it will just give a very weak signal. So I'll just put a repeater here so that to then make the signal better, right? So it can go for 15. This redstone is then powering these redstone torches, which is just alternating between the two. So here you can see this is powering this one, which is then powering this one, which is then powering this one, which then just goes all the way up. And then here's other ones which are being powered by the same things, but then just powering the hoppers, right? So here you can see that the droppers are then being powered by this, which then sends all of the items upward. So you can see here that all the things are being moved upwards, right? So yeah, that's the dropper elevator. But yeah, again, this is just the second one. So then these hoppers that are put here in the beginning just take some of these to then even out the load to here. So here you can see that this dropper elevator is also moving it upwards. So this is powering this and this at the same time, right? So it just evens it out so that it can go even quicker. So yeah, that's the dropper elevator then. Okay, so for this next bit, I will be showing you how the hoppers then move all the items across into the storage systems. So here you can see this is where the storage system is, which will be, I will explain this later, but as you can see, here is where the dropper elevators are. Here's where the redstone torches are. What you want to do is so here you can see that the droppers are just coming upwards. So you just place this over here, so that the dropper then moves it into this hopper over here. So then this one will be going into this one, and then this one will be going into this one. So here you can see that this dropper elevator will be moving items into this one, which then moves to this one, which then moves to this one, and this one will just directly move it into this one. So these hoppers are then going over here. So here you can see that the items are just moving upwards and then moving across over these hoppers, which will then take it out. So again, hoppers move down and then across. So if there's not space here, then it will only move across once it is full at the bottom. So these will then be going into the sorting systems. So the items will be going here, then the sorting systems will check, is there anything up here which goes into the chest that will be going over there. Then the sorting system just checks that. Then if it doesn't go into any of these 3 chests over here, or any of these 9 chests over here, then it will just move across and then go over here. which then goes to the next sorting system. So here you can see I'm just putting the hoppers over here. So this hopper goes to this hopper going into this one, right? Which then just moves them across even more, which then moves them over here. Then here you can just see all the hoppers are going here. Here's going to be another sorting system. If the items doesn't go into this sorting system, then it moves across here around the room, then over here. So you can just see the hoppers are just going through here, and this is why we need iron farms, because I had to get 185 hoppers for this thing, because, you know, you can't use water streams in Nether. So yeah, that sucked. But then it goes over here. Here's going to be another sorting system. So it checks, is there anything over here that it needs to put in? If there's not anything there, then it just moves across here. Then here's the chest of the other side. They aren't connected, by the way, just in case you were wondering. Then it goes over here. Here's the last sorting system. If it doesn't go into here, then it moves onwards, which then goes into the... Whoa! Damn! Look at this funky disco over here. Excuse me. But yeah, but then anyway, then the hoppers go into here, which then goes over here. This is the overflow chest. If it doesn't go into the overflow chest, then it goes into the lava, which will be over here, but we'll get to that later. So the overflow items will be things like, say for example, fire potions or boots or enchanter's books or things like that. Either things I don't need or things that can't stack. So I can only sort things that can stack, unfortunately. So yeah, that's how the hoppers will then be working. So the next bits will be the sorting systems, which will be going over there. But let me just show you quickly. Do I have any chests? No. So anyway, the chests will be going over here, which then I can just walk around this room and then just get what I need over here. So yeah, on to the next bit, shall we? Alright, so now for the sorting system. So the thing about sorting systems is you can stack them, so you can have many different layers. So I'll just show you how to make one layer. So you just place the blocks like this, right? Then wait on, let me just place all the hoppers first. Then you just place the hoppers like this. By the way, the hoppers that are here on the top row won't be going into any chests. It's for filtering out things. Only these three will be going into chests, which will be over here. What you want to do is you just place the comparator here. So remember what a comparator does. It checks how much stuff is inside of a container, right? So then the comparator will read that there's something in here. So then the redstone will go down here, right? Then you just place a repeater here. And you place a redstone torch here. So what you want to do here, wait, let me just get all the filtering items quick. Alright, so now I have the filtering items. So what you want to do is you just place the thing that you want to filter over here, right? Then you can see that the comparator is like putting that there. Then you just take a named thing, then you just put it in here so that nothing else can get in here. So only crying obsidian can come through here. So 41 crying obsidian will be here, and anything over 41 will then go into the chests below. So 41 will stay in here, then anything past 41 will go into the chests here. But let me just show you with gravel. So here you can see here's 47. It will go down, and then it will stay by 41. Then the rest will stay in here, right? Which will then go into the chest that will be over here. So once gravel comes over here, you will see that it will go in here, and then all of it will go in here, but nothing will go past this because they're all going downwards. So yeah, that's how the filtering systems work. Then you just stack it on top of each other like this. So let me just put another repeat in here. So then I will place different items inside of all of the different hoppers. By the way, it is important that you place named items in here and make sure that things that can stack with this never get into the system, otherwise it will break. And I will copy this over to all 4 of these things here. There will be 6 chests for each item. Also, by the way, you can see here that I put ladders in here, so it's much easier to just get through the place. So yeah, that's the sorting systems. Alright, so now for the last bit, which is the overflow chest and the trash compartment area. So as I've said before, here's the funky piglins, I mean zombie piglins. So as I've said before, all the items will be going through all these sorting systems, and if they don't get into any of them, they will then be moved over here to the... Well, damn, that is very funky. I know it will probably mess with my frames, but anyway. So all the items will then go down here into the overflow chest. If the overflow chest overflows, then it will go into lava to the trash compartment. So what I'm going to do is here I'm going to put the overflow chest, so I will be able to access it from here. So here will be some chests like on that side. By the way, I will be putting that chest on that side so you can see later. But yeah, then there will be chests here. Then you will be able to access this from here. So if I need any fire resistance potions or enchanting books or anything like that, I can just access it here from the overflow chest. So let's just do this quickly, like this. So the items will come down here, and remember, again, items flow down and then across. Let's place the dropper over here. Hoppers will then come over here. Once the chest is full, this dropper will fill up. Once that dropper is filled up, all the items will then be moved over here. So even when I take out things, there'll still be even more. So it will be 5 and then all of these slots. So it will be more than enough. Let's just quickly make a place here for the lava to be. So I won't put the lava here just yet. I'll just first show you how this will work. So again, a comparator will then check if there's anything in here. So then it will make a signal, which will then power this block, which will then power this sticky piston, which will then move an observer. Yeah. So then that sticky piston will then move this observer over here, which will then be powered by this sticky piston, which will then create a redstone clock, which will then rapidly fire out all of these. Then you can see it takes it away so it doesn't make noise. So let's just put the lava in here. But yeah, that's everything. So I will just finish this redstone contraption and then I'll be back. Having a redstone contraption is all fine and dandy, but what does it help if it doesn't even work? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go find 4 piglins, or actually just 3 because I only have 3 name tags unfortunately. But before I do that, you can see here that I've put all the chests here and all the sorting systems. So let's go find those piglins, shall we? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take off my helmet so he can chase me. This might be dangerous, but let's just go for it. Come on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh. Oh. Right, come on. Are you coming? Oh no, oh no, not lag. Ah! Come, little child. Oh no. Oh, he's not scared of the sulfur. Ah. I didn't think this through. I didn't think. Oh wait, there we go. No, stay there. Alright. I shall call you Joey. Come, little one. Come on. Come down, child. Now, come here. No. Go, get. I might have to take away these carpets, though. No. Ah. I think piglins are even more frustrating than villagers. Right, there we go, finally. I have 1. Just 2 more to go. No. Alright, now that that's been taken care of, the only thing left to do is to fill this up with gold. So let's just put a stack of gold in here. Yeah, there we go. See that? And also, a really nice thing is this will also work as an iron farm because they also give iron nuggets. So I will also be getting a lot of iron. So yeah. So yeah, that's the piglin bashing farm done. When you see me again, I will have completed this room, and I would have gotten a lot more stuff than I currently have now. Bananam banam 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 bam 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 bam. Bananam banam 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 bam 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 bam. Bananam banam 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 banam. As you can see here, I've finished this room and I made a Illuminati symbol because I am totally not part of the Illuminati. My goal with this room was that I can only use black and white colors. So that was kind of my challenge for this room. I would like to talk to you about this room, but unfortunately, there's not enough time left in the video to talk to you about it. So I'll talk to you about this room in the next video, and I will also show you the time lapse in the next video. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. But anyway, I have been getting some stuff from the piglin bashing farm. So this piglin bashing farm is working pretty well. And yeah, the sorting systems are also working quite nicely. But there's actually another thing that I wanted to show you, which is this. So if I just open this up here, then then this is where all my redstone stuff is. So I can just, so if I need to do maintenance down there, then I can just quickly open and close this up. So, and also another thing here is, here's the overflow chest, so you can just find the stuff here that I need. But speaking of entrances, I want to show you something quick, which is the entrance of this room. As you can see, it doesn't really look that fancy, but that's because my original design was going to use red nether brick and not just regular nether brick. And obviously I can't get red nether brick without going to a nether fortress and, you know, getting red nether warts. So that's going to be the next thing we're going to do for the next episode. I'm going to go explore a nether fortress. So, yeah. Hopefully I don't die. And yeah, we're going to go get red nether brick. And also another nice thing we're going to do for next episode is we're finally going to make the exterior of this building, or like, you know, a proper exterior. So that's something I'm really excited for, and I can't wait to share that with you. If you made it this far into the video, big chunks, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio!